Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, and 3. Mic check, mic check. Hey, You Will Make It TV followers, viewers, supporters, and listeners across the globe. Thank you for tuning in to another live segment here at the You Will Make It TV channel, where we share inspirational quotes, divine topics, and insightfulness messages weekly. We're happy to have you. Uh, really, today's topic is not too vast, or maybe something that you wouldn't find interesting, but for us royal fans, and when I say royal fans, I don't know, I'm a royal fan. I just as much as sometimes I indulge in uh, studying the lives of celebrities and how they live and what it might be like to be them. We know that royals also in their own way fall into the same category of what we might consider as celebrities or famous or popular people. And what interests me even more about royal stories too, nothing interests me more about royal stories than modern day royal stories. That's just me personally though, but I like to study royalty, I guess, like the history of it too. But it's just something about that to me. Like the modern royals are everything because it's kind of interesting to kind of like, we forget they're not perfect either. They're trying to keep things intact and together in modern day times, right? Especially when we talk about what Dubai is known for, and their ability to, even shift into however they have to for modern day times. I'm not talking about the princess yet. I'm just talking about in general. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to Dubai, if you've ever visited over there, shout out to you. If you're from that place, shout out to you as well. It looks like a very, very beautiful place. We know no territory is perfect for sure. Like no country is without flaw. We got to be aware of this. But I've been saying this even if I'm kind of late to come talk about it. I was just like, first I was following him. I told you I'm like a that's like interesting to me. Uh, when I first seen she had got a divorce, that's why that was kind of like royal news. What do you mean? Whether they get married or divorced is always big news for the royals, but it was like she was actually commended and applauded by a lot of people though, because of the way she handled the circulating rumors at first that she might have been getting divorced after they had their baby and everything. Her and that first prince that she was married to. Okay, I'll be right back, guys. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I usually mix and stir my coffee and everything before. I gotta get it together. I usually do this before I go live, but y'all hang really tight. I'm stirring this coffee and I'll be back. All right. I made me a good cup here too. Gotta put enough creamer in it. Oh yeah. So, uh, I was shocked too. I thought, okay, are there penalties that come with? Because I believe she's the one. That's what makes her story different. She's the one that applied for a divorce. It's okay. You can't really sit there and try to make a wife stand down and just, I don't know, ride the waves of all the things. I just thought she maybe would have gave the the first prince a longer chance to get it right, because it is kind of common and known for princes and kings to cheat. Am I wrong here? From the research and stuff I've done, is that's kind of what they do. I just was shocked with her first husband. It was like how soon after they got married, uh, it was just already rumors of infidelity, right? But you weren't really shocked. I wasn't. Because I'm like, if men that are not royals will do that, why, why can't, and it showed me too. You know what I'm saying? You could be one of the top princesses, beauty queens of the world, and a man will still cheat on you. Period. If that, it well, like, what else do we need? What else do we need to see when you talk about confidence, self-awareness? What's the other word I'm looking for? Self-esteem, right? But I respect her when I saw her go through that first divorce, because you already know sometimes for a royal that can probably be a little embarrassing. Divorce is embarrassing for anybody, I guess, depending on the perception that you go into it with, because some people do understand how divorce can be healthy for the whole family type of deal. My heart went out to her as a woman the first time, because it's like, who wants to be embarrassed as a princess and people going around talking about your husband cheating on you? You know what I mean? And I know they had a little baby girl together. She's just the cutest little thing too. But it's just crazy, like, how things work in the royal families. Like, the man might have got banished away. Me personally, if I was a man, I would be scared to cheat on a princess, because it's just, or maybe these ladies know kind of what comes with it. That's what I was saying. But whether Miss Sheikah was aware of it or not, she chose to stand up as a woman and put her foot down and said, no, I will not accept this. I will not accept infidelity. I will not accept side chicks and all these things that the prince thought that he was going to bring into their marriage. So it actually inspired a lot of women, whether we talk about it or not. I was just wondering if there's any more of them out there like me, where you were actually inspired, because with some of their long-time cultural practices, it's sometimes unheard of for the wife to get to make the decision, like, oh, yeah, I said it exactly right. The whole decision, and maybe even file for the divorce herself, is kind of uncommon. So you can call her a trailblazer almost in modern day times, with the route and avenue she took about not just pursuing happy, but remaining happy and chasing her happiness. Even after the divorce, I believe I'm re-inspired again. I'm like, is she out here dating? Is she out here on the dating scene and everything after such a tragic divorce? Well, why not? That's what I asked myself next as a commentary reaction. Like, why not, right? What was she supposed to sit down and just kind of be a single lady and focus on her royal duties and not focus on love? Love and marriage is a big part of royal duties too. So it's like kind of crazy to think about, but I just was going back to that too, clarifying that she did inspire a lot of women that are watching her from afar, for the way that she stood up for herself. Because I think I was reading that her dad wasn't all happy at first about the her decision to maybe want to get a divorce. And I don't think it has anything to do with her. Like I said, it goes back to making you go research and study, like, how does this really work, or what is expected of a new prince once, his daughter gets married to them. Because to me, French Montana should want to definitely, I just feel like he should take his time. They just seem to be moving a little fast to me with dating is okay. I mean, why would we look at that as a crime? But I do think both of them, it's just my insightfulness here, should take their time with them moving forward. Because, like, I don't know. I think the brothers should research. Hey, what happened to the last prince that cheated on her? There are whole penalties and stuff that kind of come with that. You know what I mean? Penalties that probably came with her too, choosing to divorce him. I think at one point I saw that their baby went to actually stay with dad, right? Like even in American culture, you don't see that a lot. A lot of times after the breakups, it's like the babies just be with the moms. I'm not saying that's every situation. Y'all know that's not every situation. Especially in modern day times. I thought I would use their little love story for a second to kind of shine light on that. I mean, has anybody else noticed that? I did probably about 5 years ago now. I said, or maybe I was just paying more attention, but I said it seems to be like more single fathers or more fathers willing to fill those shoes. Of course, you can't see that without wondering, like, okay, what's causing this shift? What's causing this new transition, right? Like I said, it's still pretty much normal for the most part. Like most times after breakup, split up, divorce, the kids just stay with the mom. It used to be, I was saying it used to be rare for the dads to step up and say, no, I'll just take care of my kids. Why it always got to be them, as far as in American culture or whatever, if I can use them for example, like why it always got to be them that's go the other way and move on to their new person and they're possibly paying child support because the household is broken. So I do like to look at sometimes how other cultures handle those type of affairs. It's just interesting to me because even in modern day Western civilization, I guess you will, in our societies today, I have noticed more single fathers, like whole fathers doing this thing, y'all, with daughters and sons. I'm saying what I've seen with my own eyes, like, or maybe they had a blend of daughters and sons, but I've seen single fathers with just their daughters and, single fathers with their sons. Because some might argue that, well, it's more understandable for a man to step up in his son's life. He need his father. But see, that applies to daughters too. They just need their fathers. Because, the princess, Miss SHEIKAH, I hope I'm saying her name right. She had sisters as well. She just was the one chosen to rule in the way that she does. You know what I'm saying? Royal family decisions are very interesting to me. Because, like, some of the leisures and pleasures and things that she do, like, a lot of people don't know that her sisters aren't allowed to do the same stuff that she do. It's just crazy. I talk to my kids a lot, too. I don't know what other people find, like, interesting to teach their kids at homeschool, but I want them to actually be aware that, hey, we might live in the kind of common communities and things like that y'all are used to, but there are families that live this way or that way. It's not just about teaching them about families with money, but already kind of introducing them to, like, hey, there are other cultures out here and, they don't have presidents and stuff like we do, if you will. They're maybe more under, when it comes to the ruling of the country, under like more royal practices. And my daughters do find it interesting. I want them to, because like I didn't study it as much when I was young as I do now. But I just wonder what kind of mindset I would have had just at an earlier age, being more aware, you know what I'm saying, of the different lifestyles across the globe, especially pertaining to women, right? I'll say probably about 27, since I was about 25 to 27. Maybe even after my first marriage, I was more interested in learning what other women go through or what it's like for them to be married in their culture and in other countries, period. Because it is interesting, y'all. As you see, I'm trying to say, like, not too excited about the topic, but just kind of stay, because it's just exciting to me. When we talk about like modern day marriage, though, even in royal families, it's crazy. Why would I ever feel down on my luck or down about myself as a woman when a whole princess, she can be cheated on? They would look like the perfect lovebirds at first. Her and their first prince. Sometimes they even like match them, right? Because sometimes their royal marriage partners are kind of chosen long before they're even adults. Just imagine, though. Just imagine. You know how in modern day American society, pretty much people just go choose who they want to be with. It's not too many families that do that. And that's another thing I want to speak on. I do feel like it's families that do it. It's just not as openly announced. Like, oh, we chose our daughter's husband, or we chose. What are y'all opinions? Leave them in the comments or the chat. Feel free to. But I'm just giving my opinion about it. And it's like, should we incorporate that over here in America? Because I mean, the divorce rates have been through the roof with as far as just people going to go choose spouses for themselves, right? Not so much the parents or, the lineage choosing who you're going to be with before you're even of age to choose that for yourself. Like, what is it like to live like that? And don't worry, I'm definitely one of those people that plan to get more of an insight in life just because I'm interested in these type of topics. Like, I might want to more receive and interview some of these people one day. Like, what is it like really, for your spouse to be whole chosen for you? Because I think this guy, French Montana, is more of a guy like that she chose. You know what I mean? She looks happy these days too. In their dating pictures and outing photos and videos, she looks really happy. I mean, I'm just looking at it. It's not a crime. I'm just studying this for myself. What is the difference between your family choosing your partner and you choosing your partner? And what if this same kind of practice was adopted by more cultures? I'm not saying it should happen. Y'all don't listen to me. I'm just saying, would we see more successful marriages, more successful family units? Definitely a decrease in poverty. Because, like, in America, if anything, I see them more entertain the thoughts and idea of polygamy. That's about it. Because polygamy, that's not even you. That's still not. That's still not really the same thing. You know what I mean? It's more like the man choosing all the wives he want. You know what I'm saying? It's not your family sitting there choosing the one spouse that you're going to be with for the rest of your life, right? But it was interesting to see that in societal culture too. More people adopt the idea of having more than one wife. Now, I never take the ideology of it serious because I'm just like, look, according to the law though, it's not even legal. I don't care if you walk around with 10 girlfriends. It's like you can never legally be married to all 10 of them. Not in America. Not in America. I think people just have fun entertaining the lifestyle, to be honest. And I'm not here to knock anybody's, way of life or anything like that. One second, guys. Okay, so it's like I'm trying to keep my thoughts together here. That way I'm not all over the place with my different questions. And I do personally think, though, that her and the French Montana rapper, for those that don't know, that's who he is. I mean, I looked at his cultural background and stuff like that too, because we have to understand. People would say that in a minute. Oh, they're cute together. Oh, such and such and such and such look good together. You do know, though, for a lasting marriage of a lifetime, it has to be more than just how y'all look together at the end of the day. You see what I'm saying? And that's where I do feel like a lot of marriages end up crashing out. I don't care if 1,000 people tell y'all look good together. I done seen a variety of couples that just quote unquote look good together. Okay. Or you might say, oh, they do finances well together. Like, you might want it to be other reasons that y'all stick together for the long run and not just that you look good together. I don't know. I guess I'm just throwing my commentary and reaction out there on live today. Because I don't know why I care, but I don't want to see her go through another heartbreak. The Royals are held to a higher standard. Okay? So, woman to woman for her, I don't want to see her go through another heartbreak. I feel like they should date a whole lot longer before she gets in that marriage arrangement with that guy. I know she probably like, who are y'all small town people to listen to? Trust me, sis. We might not be royals and things around here, but like even she saw, she's a royal. The first husband cheated on you. That can happen to any woman. It'd be funny to sit there and see people try to create reasons they think a man wasn't happy. Last I checked, if a man want to cheat, whether he's a royal or not, that's what he's gonna do. That's the first thing we have to accept. That's the first thing women must understand. Going into these marriage arrangements, you don't even have to be married. You could just be seeing a guy or very committed or courting somebody, and they'll still cheat. So it just goes back to loyalty, and loyalty has always been, I believe, a quote. I'm sorry, not a quote. Come here. A trait and a characteristic that you have to almost incorporate. How you feel like you ready for whole royalty, a whole royal woman. I'm not here to not. I don't want to sound like that. I'm not here to like mock their love or how they feel about each other at all. I just feel like they should put more time into courting each other a little longer. I don't know if you've heard about that Princess Morgan, but I just don't want to see her heartbroken again. I don't even know why I care. I'm just like, look, French Montana, if you go in there and F this up, dude, how do you make the Morocco people look and how do you make Americans look where you actually blew up as a popular rapper star? How are you going to make us look? Maybe he's like, oh, this lady should shut up. I don't plan on breaking the princess's heart. I'm just saying now, we don't trust all of them. You see what happened to Princess Diana? You see what happened to this princess, SHEIKAH with her first husband? And just imagine a king, like he don't want to see his daughter's heart. He don't want to see that. Imagine a princess coming to her father like, oh, he broke my heart, he cheated on me. Like, yeah, I just feel like French Montana should play it safe, sir. Like, make sure you're in it for the love, for the longevity, for the loyalty, and not just the money. It is hard times for everybody across the globe. Because I'm not a hater by any means. I'm not gonna look at their situation as that, but I gotta call it for what I see. We are at a time where globally changes are happening. Anyway, globally. Did I say that word? On an economical level, like every nation right now is looking for the next best thing. That's just gonna be like that, especially in modern time. We're always looking for the newest advancement, and it's like a competition. People want to be the first one with the newest advancements, or what makes your advancements special, really. And Dubai, if they're not known for anything else, they're known for that, being first in line with the most top-notch advances, just as far as the society, family. It's probably one of the number one tourist attraction places of the world right now. I'm back, guys. I'm back. But y'all can talk back to me in the chat. It feel kind of dead this morning. I know everybody at work and stuff. I was going to save this topic for more of the lunch hour. I know it's not quite the lunch hour for some of y'all yet. I know on the time I am on, it's still very much morning right now, but that's okay. I think I'm gonna more reserve though. Uh, okay, sorry about that. I had a call come through real quick, but I think I'm gonna more reserve these topics for lunch hour. That's when I like to come and do my live segments. 1 second, you guys. Y'all wouldn't believe how I just put my I set my device down and I couldn't even find it. I was like, oh my god, where did I just set it down at? Now this is interesting. I didn't even know she was like around or about my age. So to me, when I say the two words together in one sentence, modern royals, it just means a lot. It's not like they're not in the new world with the rest of us. You know what I mean? Just they could have centuries old of what am I trying to say, like royal practices and royal cultural rules that they abide by, but she's popular and people like the way she carries her royalty because she very well much does try to incorporate the ways of modern day society in her leadership. Um, I still haven't got to. I'd love to do a review though. I wonder how much I wonder how much her cologne, her perfume costs. Cause that is special, I guess. This is considered her own brand, and she's considered an entrepreneur for reasons like these. But she's launched her own perfume called Divorce. I know it smells good. People still on the regular levels of cologne, which we have to be. We're the broke people out here, but we still wear basic Versace oils and stuff. We can still get our hands on it. We still got to order our stuff off Scentbird and try to get deals and promos for the good cologne. But it does make me wonder. I'm finna look it up real quick, like how much it is for one of her bottles of perfume. I'm finna look it up. I'm looking it up right now. Okay, so it's still fairly new. I just remember hearing that she was possibly doing this, but it says she actually launched her new brand, Mara M1, in late 2024. And it's crazy. That's why it kind of made the news, not just over there, but as royal news, because she had did it only anywhere between 2 to 3 months after her divorce. Because you know the name of the perfume is called Divorce. I think it's very creative. I mean, if anything, we're looking at the ones that can't seem to come up with ideas and stuff on their own. But I think this is very creative. It says that the provocative name and its launch were seen as a powerful statement about female empowerment, turning personal setbacks into new beginnings. Look how that very thing, though, is becoming more popular. You know, that in a trend. That is a trend in itself, and I'm proud of modern day young people for that. Real talk. We could have just like threw in a towel every time we didn't understand a transition or change in modern day society advancements, but we don't. Even the great princess here, she thinks it's very important that people have that kind of mindset and mentality. Like, I don't have to be under the rulership of those people to respect that. Especially when it comes to female empowerment. Too many really do have that story that they gave up their whole lives for a marriage or for a man, or to live, or just to date somebody or court somebody for so long. And that's not always promised that you're still going to be able to pursue your dreams and goals and aspirations unless you come into, I guess, an agreement or arrangement where your partner already understands who you are, why you have to move the way you do. I was just wondering, I'm not here to judge the man, but is French Montana ready for that? This not just one of the video vixen girls or one of the top models that that's a whole royal, bro. Like, and I don't want to see her heartbreaking again. He just comes off as the real player type. And I know we can't judge any book by its cover, but see, even I'm not exempt from judgment, period. Like, I get judged as a book by the cover every day. I mean, I get judged by my cover, for sure. It's when people, I'm just using myself for example, it's actually when people choose to open that book and kind of intake its contents when it comes to me in the book, that they're like, oh, I thought this judging off her cover, I wouldn't even want to read any deeper. But see, you can't do any book like that. So I'm not going to do French Montana like that. I'm just saying he just gives off player vibes. See, you can get into a career, though, that make people forget that they must separate your career from who you are as a person. Like, these are the titles she carried. This is the bloodline she carries. But who is she as a person, right? And who is French Montana as a person? Because if we were to judge them by their careers, right, you kind of don't give them that fair grounds to defend themselves as who they are. But going back to what I was saying about my opinion about people that choose their husbands. Hold on, I found some more information. So July 2024, SHEIKAH Mara publicly declared her divorce from her husband. And trust me, some people were not thrilled about this. Not just the divorce part, but they say how she, quote unquote, went about it was a little untraditional. I thought he was a nice looking guy. He looked really sweet, like he loved her and everything, especially when she got pregnant. We just thought, wow, their future's going to be great together. But we thank her as a princess ruler. Once again, like I said, I don't have to be under their rulership to respect to respect certain things. And it's like, thank you for showing us as women, young lady, that these some of these trials and tribulations that we go through as a woman, it ain't always just about that. Actually, that's why you were side cut, betrayed, and backstabbed. You were a woman. Have women ever just put themselves in the shoes of a man though? Maybe men agree. Yeah, they do it too often. No, I mean like in an empathetical way. Um, to try to like, cause a woman will say that in a minute. Like, I don't understand my man. I don't understand why my man is like this or why my man cheated, right? And I swear, it's something about putting yourself in their shoes too, though. Like, what is it like to be with you? That's a part of self-awareness and self-love right there. We quick to jump into the relationship. Are enough people asking themselves, like, what is it like to be with me? What is it like to be a roommate of mine? What is it like to be coexist with me? What is it like to be in a relationship with me? Like, is that a question that women are ready to ask themselves? That's fine. You can tell the man all day long, give him a list of 25 things you think he should do to keep you happy, but it's kind of selfish. Have you asked yourself what it's like to even be with you? You gotta love a person anyway for that to even be a priority on your list. Like, oh, I want to make this person happy for the rest of their life. You know what I mean? That's a pretty strong commitment. That's a pretty vast commitment as well. It's asking a lot. I don't know a woman yet who doesn't have that mentality, like that expectancy. I'm pretty sure she doesn't just get with a man so she's unhappy every day. That's why I said I have to look at these cultural practice where they choose the husbands a whole new way, a whole new way. When we have sat back in modern day times and watched divorce rates increase. I'm not saying I know the reasons why. I'm just saying that's a whole factor, ain't it? Like, more people today choose who they think is best for them. I already came to God about that. I consider myself a royal in the spirit these days. I really do. Because, people would choose to sit here and believe in the princes of hell, the princes of Persia. Why would you not think there's royalty? There's royalty from the lineages of God then. Period. But we're talking spiritually. And it's kind of like that movie Princess Diaries where my life feel like that sometimes. Maybe others can relate, but I'm just saying when you start to attempt to walk a new way spiritually, there might be things that, hey, we don't do this over here in the spirit. You hear King God tell you sometimes, like, hey, this right here, with your personality, we're going to have to work on it. It's not going to take away from your bloodline or who you are. You're already who you are. But sometimes I believe he has the power to help us transition into who we are, period. Because if you're raised or just shaped and molded under certain things, right? Like, royalty is a whole different ballgame. Princess Diaries is still one of my favorite movies, part 1, 2, and 3. Because it's crazy. You take this young lady who was just in prep school in the slums of New York, and she receives a letter like, oh yeah, her mom tells her, oh, I forgot to tell you your dad was some royal prince or somebody. She's like, Mom, what the heck? And she actually gets picked up by her royal family. They gotta go take her all the way to the castle and train her how to use a teacup, how to use her utensils at the table, how to speak, how to sit. It's a very interesting movie. I know it's supposed to be a comedy, but I don't even know why I haven't watched that one with my daughters yet. I think we've watched ones together like Freaky Friday. Oh, that's the thing. I forgot about that. They got a new version of Freaky Friday out, don't they? I'm just thinking out loud, like, I can't believe me and my daughters haven't went to see that yet. Because we were talking about that, I think there's some truth to those Freaky Friday movies. Like, it's supposed to be all funny when she switched bodies and stuff with her mom in the movie. And there's another movie like that with the twins, Tia and Tamara in it. I forgot the name of it, where they ended up body swapping with their grandma or something like that. Have y'all seen that movie? But yeah, that's what Freaky Friday about. And I swear, it's like I see all the truths in it now. Why would they make a comedy out of it? Like, cause these people really be out here trying to do it, like, on purpose. Like, oh, I want that person life, and I want them to live my life. That's all that movie Freaky Friday about. That's why they call it a Freaky Friday. That is freaky. Like, you just wake up somebody else, but you're in the same body, and that person wakes up like you. I know some people probably feel like things like that should just be forbidden. Practices like that and rituals that help people to believe that things like that can happen. Uh, but I just feel like God allows certain things for a different reason. Now, if we all got free will, of course you gonna make the decisions you want to make every day. But out of all the decisions, why that? Like, oh, I'm gonna be my grandma and grandma's gonna be me today type of deal. Like I said, it's like a comedy when they put it in a movie like that. But back to what I was saying, I feel like God might actually use those type of situations. Like, oh, okay, you thought you want to be this person? Because all it's going to do is teach a person who a person really is. You're in their body, right? You're living, you're walking in their shoes. And it's like, why would you attempt something like that and not expect just anything to happen? Even in Freaky Friday or the other movie with the twins, Tia and Tamara, when they had the body switches. If you notice in the movies, like something always happen where they end up desperately trying to get back in their own bodies. That's all I was trying to get to. At the end of every one of those movies, it never go right, and they end up trying to find somebody to help them to get back in their very own bodies. I was just saying, I do believe that God allows those type of situations too, to humble people. Like, oh, okay, so you thought you wanted that person's shoes? Okay. Kind of like, is it Cinderella? And Cinderella is so funny because it definitely has something to do with a shoe. You know the quote, walking in my shoes, walking in her shoes, walking in his shoes. It's so funny that Cinderella, who's also, she ended up becoming royal. That it was definitely a significance about the shoes with Cinderella. These people wanted her spot so bad. When the prince was taking a shoe everywhere, they all tried to. It's just one of the funniest stories to me. Like, imagine trying to squeeze your foot in a shoe that's only custom made. Because with the Cinderella story, her spiritual team, if you will, are the ones who even prepared her for what you might have considered her destiny. They prepared her for the ball. They created her dress. They were the shoemakers. You see what I'm saying? Her little fairies, and that's why I say her spiritual team. I love the way that Cinderella did that story, and I like to look up stories like that. Like, hey, where did Cinderella even originate from? Did that really happen to somebody? You know what I mean? We know it happens to people. Anybody can grow up with stepsisters, and their stepsisters don't like them. So there is a lot of truth to the Cinderella story. I just found that part always funny. How they all was trying to say, yeah, it's my shoe, and it don't matter. You can lie for 25 years. Eventually, when you try to squeeze your foot in that shoe, the truth gonna tell them, like, no, you're not Cinderella. Your foot is too fat, or your foot is too short. Your toes are too long. They couldn't fit in the shoe, period. So that's another one of my favorite royal stories as well. But I do wonder, with certain stories like Sleeping Beauty, Snow White, because all of them have something in common. There's always a witch somewhere lurking. You know what I'm saying? And I believe, now I understand though. I feel like it's truth to that. Like, you would need somebody kind of powerful, or somebody that feels like they have a more powerful sense to control things, manifestations, destinies and stuff. You would keep people like them close to royal families, wouldn't you? Most royal families just have a generational witch that follows them, always waiting and lurking to get as close to the princess as possible so they have more of the power. Because, you know they wouldn't be chosen for the position. They're usually not the people's choice, and it's just crazy. Like that's why royals they have these special rituals and stuff they do to try to keep people like that away or try to keep themselves protected from, I guess, greedy people like that. But greedy is not even a word. I'm bringing it up for a whole reason. It's like, think about it. Every princess story you've seen on Disney, there's always a witch lurking somewhere. I want more royal families to be aware, or they don't have to listen to me at all. If they lurk around us common confirmation, if they lurk around us common people who are just living regular everyday lives for their own personal reasons and gains, why wouldn't they want to lurk around you as a whole royal? Just going back to that mindset of why it just seemed like with Miss Mara's walk, that's where I want her to be more careful. I'm nobody, but seriously, I feel like she should be more careful. Like, don't be so quick to like. I'm not saying that's how she looks. She still like look like a woman of female empowerment. You know, I'm not taking that from her, but just showing, hey, it's okay to like get to know a person a little longer, or date a person a little longer, or just date them, Miss Princess. Like, why they trying to get so close to you and marry you all the time? If I was her father, I'd be watching it. Like, and I'm sure he is. I'm sure he is. You know, they sometimes just mistake silence as, I don't know, dormancy, or like you're not paying attention. No, her father has to pay attention. I just wonder what's going through his head about this new guy. I can't help but wonder. See, royal stories are interesting to me. Because, see, when they get married and date people, this makes history. This ain't just like, I know it's their personal lives too, but really, what can they do that's private these days when you're a whole royal, right? And so, I was just wondering if they doing it on purpose or what. Like, why are y'all trying to make her look like she just had make bad choices in men already? I do care because she's about my age. I believe she carries herself well. She's very confident. Her self-esteem seems through the roof. So, because, like, what's wrong with her just finding a person? I'm not going to say finding a person, but what's wrong with her just, like, dating or marry a person? I don't know. Because I think they chose their first prince for her. I highly doubt they chose French Montana for her to just be walking around here strolling and dating and parading about like that. But see, that's what makes her different, though. That's actually what people respect about her, that she actually, you know, makes more decisions in her life. You don't see that with, I'm sorry, you just don't see that with a lot of princesses. Especially when it comes to marriage and like who they're gonna be with for the rest of their life. Sometimes their dads and mothers are the ones that choose them people. And it made me wonder, well, what if our world went to that? You know how they be talking about New World Order and stuff, y'all. I try to normalize the topic because we should know that You Will Make It TV by now. All the segments I've done, I very much believe that something similar to or straight up New World Order that's coming one day. But I was like, what if that's a part of it too, though, where people aren't as free to just choose and date who they want to, y'all? Like, look what came out of that. You have an increase in divorce, an increase in broken homes, an increase in STD rates, and babies being born sick, babies coming out on drugs. Like, there's an increase on every one of those categories I just said. An increase in the percentage rates of how many more people are being affected by this. So to me, it goes back to, I mean, should we carry on this way and people just continue to pick their own partners? Because look how it's turning out for the people. Yes, they say it's their personal choice, but how are everybody's personal choices have affected, like, us all, though? That's crazy. It's almost like they said, well, we'll distract the adults with freedom. As long as they're free to date and hang out with who they want to, they won't be so focused on their broken homes and child support payments and STD rates, they're too busy being free. They're too consumed with, the things that come with their freedoms, right? Because all I can do is wonder, but would life be more? I think about it because I have daughters personally, right? And people would look at me, could they'd be like, what culture do you practice? If I walk around here talking about, well, I've selected their husbands. And what's crazy, in modern day times, like I said, I feel like it still goes on. It's just not openly announced. Like, I feel like families do still be trying to do that. Like, oh, I'm going to control who you going to be with. I'm going to say who you going to date, who's going to marry you. I think in some countries in China, don't they can only have so many kids and stuff like this. Like, I like to look at that, you know what I mean? And how would it be on a global level? Because when they talk about New World Order, why do you think the word world is in the middle? That would be something that affects the whole world, like changes that the whole world is now, what is that, expected to follow or abide by. That would be a different world if we think about it. New World Order. And I was saying, why do people only look at that as on an economical level? I would think everything needs to be reshaped. Like, I'm not saying I know what's best, y'all, but I'm saying the way that modern society is going, or I wonder, does the princess see that too? The way that it's going, people just choosing who they're gonna be with, or if they do live a more polygamous life, in some countries that's legal. It's so legal that you can actually marry each and every one of them women that you with on paper. Literally. That's how it is in some countries. That's how it is in some countries. You can, it's like legal to go marry 10 wives. But I was saying factually, I'm gonna say it one more time. Factually, in America though, it is not legal to marry 10 whole wives on paper. So it's more of a mental game, if you ask me. It's like, well, if I just make these 10 women believe they're my wives, then we're practically married. But that's not actually how marriage works. It's crazy. I don't know, like the mentalities that people have incorporated. And I'm not gonna lie, I became less popular to people. I ain't gonna say less popular, because that never really went away. Whether I'm popular for the right things or the wrong things, it does seem like I have an aura or some type of energy of popular on me. Because like, even when I'm not trying to be in the spotlight or trying to showcase a relationship or how a relationship might have broken me or hurt me, it's still somehow the spotlight end up on you. People want to know. So I kind of relate to the princess. Even though I'm not a royal, I can relate to that. Just the spotlight being on your love life all the time. Like, it's crazy. Like, because yes, maybe her first husband they chose for her, or like they felt like he was a good match. I'm gonna say it like that. They felt like he was just a good match. They looked at, and let's talk about how they kind of look at that. They look at their educational levels. They look at their interests. Like they said, her and her first husband both had a passion for horses and caring for animals or something like that. They try to look at that because I think some people believe it's still old school and they just match you with whoever and you gotta fall in love with that person. No, I feel like the royals try to be fair. They try to pick somebody that they really see you having longevity with. And all I'm saying on this stream today, as far as my reaction, is like, as a modern day woman, some of these old time cultural practices actually make a little more sense, because you didn't see whole lands full of famine of STDs, or whole lands full of famine of divorces and children without parents, or like literally the foster homes are fuller than they've ever been. Literally, if y'all just go look at the statistics, because you got people that still help, try to keep these kids safe in the system. But I did notice, like, they say as far as like once they reach a certain age, it's kind of hard to like place them, and some of them don't even be problem kids. It just be hard to place them. Like, people have already made up in their minds, if a child is over a certain age or something, it's quote unquote too late to try to help them or save them, when actually that's a backwards mentality. You know what I'm saying? To me, a child is still a child as long as they're under the age of 18. I'm talking from an American standpoint, but here, under 18 is a minor, and you can almost tell how they tried to. That's the thing about blending diverse cultures sometimes, right? Everybody thought it was all fun and games, just blend and mix with any culture until until the differences are so adamant that you can't ignore them anymore, right? Like, America has their certain laws and practices when it comes to family, right? They might be more pagan practices or more Christian practices or whatever. You can tell that people came over here trying to, because I respect culture, but I don't respect anybody forcing it on another, if that makes sense. But that's just my opinion. I feel like, how can you force a culture that's not even another person's on that person? I could see introducing them to it, maybe putting them on game about it and stuff, but just forcing them into it, you got to let a person tell you on their own, okay, well, now I want to join this cultural practice with you. Like, let that be a personal decision for people. That's what I feel like we're seeing too much of today, like force cultural practices on people. It's okay to notice it, but I also notice, like, why is this not more a normalized topic? Because it is happening. It's happening. Like I said, in the past 10 years, for example, I seen like a uptick in people more interested in open marriages, something that was never like just flat out an American really practice. It really wasn't, okay? But these are decisions people chose to make on their own. They say we want open marriages because that's as close as 10 wives as you're going to get in America. That ain't even legal. You cannot have 10 wives on paper. So what do? They do an open marriage, and now they can still see as many people as they want to. I'm not saying it's wrong or right. I'm saying that, how long are we going to ignore the statistical effects of these new practices that people find so pleasurable and so full of freedom? Like, how many more news stories do you need to see that whole counties, whole cities, whole states have been affected by not like just any bacterial infections, whole STDs? They say statistics don't lie. Sometimes maybe they do, but I don't think those are lying. Like, no. And it's funny how they suddenly have this scattering. It's like they trying to hide something though, but statistics don't lie. Suddenly there's all these battles in the CDC, Center for Disease Control. That seems like one of the number one organizations we do not need confusion and division in right now. But it is lingering, and I think it's deeper. Like, why would you have this whole separation with the CDC right now? Is there some statistics that others think people should know, and another group of people saying, no, if you expose it, then everybody's going to know? Well, everybody know anyway. Everybody know there's more broken homes than ever, because people rather practice having as many partners as possible. It's crazy. Versus focusing on one household at a time, because there are men out there that have families in multiple households. Though people have their opinions and say, hey, it's just morally impossible to take care of multiple households. No, it's not. I know men out there that do that. They got 3 or 4 baby mamas, and they are somehow managing to take care of all 4 of those households. I just don't think it's for everybody. And then I think people just more like the power and control or the freedom that comes with a lifestyle like that. But I really do personally agree it's not for everybody. You know what I mean? They would say, well, it's only for people that, if they're narcissists and they're always looking to be in control of their relationship, that wouldn't work for them. No, I'm not even just talking about for the adults. What about the children that are made out of these type of arrangements? It's not fair. It's like, it make you think, like I said, hey, maybe they were on to something as far as the choosing the spousal partners for their daughters. Any culture that's ever had that practice, it's actually, I can understand it now, you know? If you know a young man from the age of 3 to now, and it's what I'm saying is I kind of understand the significance of arranged marriages. Of course, I will never agree with arranged marriages happening to young girls at 13, 14, 12 and stuff like that. That's not what I'm talking about. But I do see how it can be significant if these marriages are arranged for legal age people. I'm telling you, something in my soul says people have still been doing that. It's just not open. Like, maybe because they know they're not supposed to be. Like, a person's supposed to know if you're arranging their marriage, right? Why would you hide that from the cultures that practice that? Those young ladies are aware of it. Whether they agree with it or not is another topic, but they are usually aware that their marriage is going to be arranged. They know that before it even happens. But you got people in modern day society literally trying to incorporate that same practice, and I feel like it's been backfires and stuff. Maybe they tell themselves, oh, we'll just do a love spell and we'll put this person with that person. Like, they call themselves mechanically engineering relationships and marriages. And I just say, you know what, through this season of modern day times, what I'm witnessing, and that don't always mean in your personal life. You could be witnessing it, what's going on in society too. Like, people mechanically engineering relationships, then wondering why it have so much backlash and backfires on the other side of it too. Because, see, morally, right is right and wrong is wrong. Like, I think a person should be aware if they're going to be set up or arranged in some type of marriage. I just think that, 1 second, guys, I'll be right back. Wow, I've been live a whole hour. I didn't know that much time had passed by already. Uh, I got a few appointments and stuff myself today, but that's why sometimes me and my family, we schedule things for the later afternoon or evening, because as an entrepreneur, that's just something you have to take control of. You gotta get your schedule back balanced and stuff like that. Have a more routine schedule. I can only imagine what royals go through with that anyway, but just an insightful topic though, guys, for more people than me to be thinking about it. Because, see, divorce rates and STD rates and stuff like that, they don't lie. How you gonna say, well, as long as I'm happy? That's selfish. That's selfish as hell. All I can put the connections together is that since people have been more practicing these practices, and it's not organized, if you ask me, just a bunch of people going to go choose multiple partners just because they want the freedom to do it. There's no organization in it. It don't matter how they try to put it. And to pick back up on where I left off, remember me saying, I said I think I became a little less popular as a advocate speaker, because there's a thin line between sharing somebody and that can easily turn into a broken home and domestic violence as well. Y'all didn't see that story on the news recently? It's just crazy. Like, a man is in the middle, because most times, that when it comes to the pride and egos of men, they might enjoy seeing two women fight over them. But see, these fights have been turning more deadly. Like, women walking in the home and they catch another woman and man in bed. Not all of those stories just turn out to TikTok stories. Some of these women are not here anymore for playing with people's marriages like that. And I'm not saying it's okay, because y'all know here at You Will Make It TV, we will never advocate for violence in that way. I'll never say that's okay. They put a law in order talking about crime of passions and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Some people will never understand crimes of passion because maybe they've never been in love like these people. And I believe that before it's considered a crime of passion, there has to be proof of passion. Some of these people just taking life out of jealousy and envy. How is that a crime of passion? I hope judges start looking at that a little closer too. It's different. Everybody shouldn't be doing stuff under the name of crime of passion. I don't like the idea of that. No, I'm sure there's certain stipulations, because you don't hear that about royals every day. Like, they're not just out here taking people's lives. Like, you didn't hear that about the princess even. We did kind of see some crazy crap with Princess Diana though. Like, so much so that it's a conspiracy to this day. Even though they've shown the world, hey, it was just a car accident, an unfortunate car accident. That's how she died. That's still not what a lot of people believe. So I'm just bringing it up because I feel like it's significant surrounding this topic too, and how royals, how it's already not easy to be them, but just imagine the significance of teaching our daughters. Some people are sent just to get close to the dynasty, learn y'all secrets, learn. That's why they can't let their kids just hang out with everybody. Even when the royals' kids are kids, their kids don't just hang out with anybody, right? Because God forbid the wrong royal secret gets out. Kind of like the Plankton and Krabby Patty with SpongeBob. Because, like, the best way I could give it, going back to that, I keep jumping all over the place with this topic, though. Let me go back to what I was saying. I became a little less popular as an advocate speaker for women empowerment because I don't think people liked the angle that I was approaching certain topics, and so much so that they kind of turned it more into making me look like I was some type of sexist, or I deserve to be punished in some way. I'm telling you, being a woman is not easy, especially a woman with a voice. I don't have to say a woman of power, but sometimes that is your power, your voice. So that's why in some countries, women are limited to how much they can use their voice. It's crazy. So if the voice was not powerful, you tell me why that's that way in certain countries. The woman is not even allowed to use her voice in a certain tone. I'm serious. On a certain volume level, if they scream or yell too much at the wrong person, in some cultures and countries, there are penalties for that because they feel like they know the voice is powerful. What I was saying though, back in 2022, 2023, because that's when I noticed a lot of changes in my life, to be honest. I'm just saying I noticed it. The changes could have been there, but I started noticing it. Um, there were more people at that time during the pandemic, let's say between 2018, 2022. I feel like in America, people really got serious about it was like a new trend of who's more willing to live on the edge, who's willing to do something different, which I agree with that. I respect thrill seekers and what's the other word? Goal seekers, or people that are living life just a little more on the edge. I don't know how to call it. Risk takers, whatever you want to call it. But these risk takers specifically that I'm talking about were just more into dating other cultures, but I'm still on the same stuff with what I was saying on my podcast back then. Just for you to find interest in other cultures of women, why put a whole nother culture down? I'm gonna still say they probably like all these things we done did to show her we don't like her talking like that, and she still got the same opinion. Yep, you know what I mean? Because I think the quote says, stand for something, fall for anything. Or fall for anything. It's like an option. there's no other way around it. So no, you cannot just sit there and try to re-brainwash all the women of modern day society and say something is wrong with the ones that don't want to conform to polygamous ways of living or multiple partners. Like, I heard a person put it to me like this. They said, if one father, for example, Miss Whitney, has 4 or 5 baby mothers, he said the way he looks at it, the 4 and 5 baby mothers are sister wives. They might as well be, right? Nobody had ever put it to me like that. Because really, the brother had a point, right? Because in a world that we could accept, you would want to see more baby fathers and baby mothers get along. If that man have multiple baby fathers, it's very rare that a man have multiple baby mothers and they all just get along the way they're supposed to. So all the sisters and brothers know each other. Somebody usually always go against the grain and they feel like, no, I'm gonna just go raise my kid over here in my own household, which a person has a right to do that, in America. But it's very rare somebody have multiple kids by multiple women or multiple men and they all get along. Have anybody else noticed that? I'm talking about in America. You do have families that do it, and I want to see more of them showcase their lives, showing people that it is possible and sharing their stories more. Like, they probably didn't all like each other in the beginning, but you do have those families where their main priority at the end of the day is all the kids being okay. I think about Little Scrappy, the rapper, because French Montana is a rapper or whatever. I think about that. How his mother though, it be behind the scenes more like, I ain't gonna say orchestrating, but she tries to keep order in the family the best she can. Now, some people can call her messy or whatever they want to, but another one I see like that is Blueface's mom. I'm trying to think of somebody else, but there are other grandmas I'm sure out here in the world that's their main focus is their grandchildren being okay. And then you got a lot of grandparents that just step out of the picture too. I'm not saying I agree, but I understand, because if you got adults that you can't really control an adult when all you want is the best for your grandchild, right? And your grandson got multiple kids. I'm sorry, your son or grandson got multiple kids. Your main priority is probably the kids. Your main priority, your main focus would be those kids. That's my point. It's kind of hard these days to keep family units together. You got so many adults with counteracting opinions and views on family, you know? They say some people weren't raised on love, they were raised on survival. And I also think that's a very true statement. You got a lot of people that were raised off survival, though, trying to teach a woman or a man what love is. If you were raised off survival, just be honest. Tell your partner, like, you know what? This is something I never thought about. I was raised more off survival and struggle versus just loyalty and love. And I think we would all be able to see each other better, not just us pinpointing and giving our opinions on how people are, but more people being vulnerable about why they are who they are today. We might get somewhere. I'm bringing up the cons of having kids in multiple households. See, like a woman, she can have multiple baby daddies, but she might have all the kids in one household. I'm just a firm believer in it. Like the kids born of the same mother being in the same household. But see, everybody wasn't raised like that. So you might have people that look down that I believe in it. Like, no, I want to raise all my kids together. They don't mean they don't have other siblings outside of the home, though, because their fathers could have other kids. In America, though, why don't we see more families try to come together, right? Because one thing about a mother, once that baby is here, the baby's here. And 9 times out of 10, the baby have a sibling, especially if you're talking about America and you're talking about today. Even if they don't know about the siblings, they're out there. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about my kids. I'm talking about a lot of people. It's grown people out here got siblings they don't know about, period. They probably don't get as emotional about it because they already be grown. Like, oh, okay, I just never knew about you. But that's a sign that there's too many broken homes right there. Whole adults out here with siblings that they don't know or they've never met or they probably never will. That's a whole sign of what I'm talking about why I personally don't believe in the whole polygamy dynamics and open marriages and stuff like that, because you're just creating a struggle for a whole nother baby if you don't plan on like contributing to each and every household, after the fact. I just feel like me as a man, if I had multiple, remember at the beginning of the stream I said, have we ever thought of who put ourselves in men's shoes, ladies? But if I were one, I'd be something like Monty Wayne. Y'all know the comedian Monty Wayne? I think his name is Country Wayne, my bad. I would be more like him. Like he speaks about it openly. He got multiple kids or whatever by multiple women, but he chooses to contribute to every household. I'm saying chooses out of respect because it would be one's responsibility, but not every man live his life that way. They're more on a power kick. Like, nope, if you're not falling in line with what I feel like you should be doing, how I feel like you should be carrying yourself, where I feel like you should live, I'm just not going to contribute to your household at all. Some have that mentality, But Country Wayne, I think I said Monty Wayne. I don't know why I was saying Monty, but I think it's Country Wayne, the comedian. He has opened up and shared like more of his personal life in a way that, because like I said, some people don't separate your career from who you are. Your career is just what you do for work, and you might be damn good at it. You might be one of the best ones on staff every day, no matter what it is you do. But then who you are just as a person, that has nothing to do with your career. But maybe some people choose their careers, some don't. Y'all know that too. The some don't part, it doesn't always mean that person is a slave. A job is a job as long as you're getting paid. Look how they rhymed. But some careers, just like the princess, you don't necessarily choose that. You see what I'm saying? So how would you still base, like, look at a person's whole character based off of their career, especially in that case, a career that they don't choose? It comes with who they are. Look how that ding went off, like on my other phone. Who they are makes their work. It's just hard to try to explain, but yeah, I can use the royals for example. Like, they're not born saying, "Oh, I'm the prince of Egypt. I'm the king of Egypt. I'm the prince of Persia, and I'm Royal Tux, the fifth grandson's bloodline." That's what's crazy about it. Cause like I was trying to say about her with the siblings, like with most of the royals though, you don't, that's uncommon. Like, it was this one I read about. He had, cause sometimes they have kids from back in the day. Their kids are grown. This one royal, I cannot remember who it was. He wasn't a king, but he was royal, and he had a baby by a black woman. And I think she was from not Germany, somewhere. And she raised her son all those years over there. I think they finally did a blood test. Hey, poo poo.
I'm tired.
You're still tired? Come on up here. Come on over here. Yeah, let me open it for you. And I think he ended up, I don't know, he ended up in his son's life though. And it was so crazy. You could tell he was mixed, but he looked more like his Caucasian father. I don't think he was Caucasian. I think he was British, or I'll have to look that story up for you guys. Here, boo boo, share the link or something. Right here on my channel community area, so y'all can see that. I give you guys my word, I'll find it within the next 24 hours, because I did read that story. It was so interesting. Like, he had his black features, but he looked like his dad more, as far as the just certain straight up features. He had his dad's whole face, dude, and his dad was white, but he had the black features too. You see, his mother was, I think she was like Caribbean and Jamaican, something like that. Not just, some people just say black. Like, no, bro, people blood goes deep. Everybody's. That's crazy. You got Jamaican black. What black? You just saying black? You know, the area where it says black African American, it should actually say other, probably say other, you know, do y'all get where I'm coming from? It'll just say black African American. Like, bro, the black area should say way more under that list that we can check, because black what? You see? Don't confuse the people. We just check black. We think we're just like, what's black, bro? / African American, because everybody's not American either. So just think about that. It'll say African American, but that's if you're quote unquote African American. Like, you might not be that. You might be Jamaican and Cuban mixed together. You're a whole black person, but it's another form. It's another it's another arena of black. Even brown, black has, y'all probably never heard nobody say it, but some dark colors have different shades too. Like, you have darker purples, but there's different shades of those darker purples too. Then you got lighter purples, but it is interesting to think about these royal stories. It's probably more than what people think. But shout out to the princess though. Like, she had to live her life too. Like, how I think on a humanitarian level, she's still a woman. She have a lot on her plate every day, just with who she is, that she didn't choose. Even if she didn't choose to step more into leadership. I also respect the other one. to be honest. Mr. Trump's daughter. All nationalities and cultures of women, and they all are on different levels of being a woman. And it just ultimately shows us, like, truly, too, when it comes to that species of humans, how strong they can be. But there's, you got all kind of leaders, coaches, teachers, doctors, certain careers, they're whole leaders naturally, bro, by law. They're just leaders. They're following people for the most part. Their job description is to help people the best they can get to the other side of where they need to be, of whatever that is. Whole certain careers. Even if you're a daycare teacher, they might be small to some people. That's a very vital job. Without those people there, I don't know, you just have less people in the facilities if you don't even have the daycare teachers. That's just starting with the baby. So every career, there's different leadership out in the world, is all I'm saying. And like without it, it shouldn't take that for people to already be grateful and more humanized about where everybody stands in life. I guess nobody else's life is any of our businesses, but we want to be humility where we can with the people we encounter in life. Even the Bible says, be careful. You never know when you're entertaining an angel. I know people talk about paranormal experiences and ghosts and other things, but what about angels too then? Really, it says it right there. You never know. You never know who, and never really give us more detail. I don't think it was a warning of fear. I think people always think with warnings, your first emotion should be like fear or something. Have you guys ever watched Batman or Kim Possible? Certain heroes, they always get a warning. A fear should not be the first thing that come with a warning. We gotta reconditionalize ourselves. A warning is not always like that. The warning itself is not dangerous. The danger is what? The only thing you could choose. You don't take heed. And some people, they do. They still have grace and mercy even when they could just be some of the hard-headedest peoples in the world. It's crazy, y'all. Do I really want to get into it? But see, with rulership, it's not just being hot-headed, or I don't know how to explain it, like control. You have to have a control on it. A lot of people think that's like one of the highest seats up in the world, bro. Like, period. Any country that they're royals like that, you have to have yes, I got those for you, boo-boo. Let me open them for you. Here you go. Oh, just take one, okay? You can have one. The other ones are your sisters. Okay. All right. Here you go. Get one. Just one. Open one. So you can't just be up there like spazzing out emotion. But there were like kings and stuff in history too. They've been known. I wouldn't say they were kings. The military chiefs used to be something too, like the war generals. What was his name that started with an N? Napoleon. Or like just some of them have been known to be more just stricter enforcers. Just Yay. Put the paper in the trash. Okay. Go put it in the trash. Come on. Be careful. But I just agree. We don't give up on the women. We don't do that. It's like, because then what are you doing to the world? Let's really think about it. We don't give up on the women. And it's okay to just voice your heart a little bit. Not my mind, my heart. We cannot help if what we are, a male or female. They can kind of generate and try to do DNA, make a boy or a girl, but it was always beautiful because you don't choose it, like the natural parts of life. You don't choose it to begin with. So it's okay to understand what we free will, like what we can choose, and we don't give up on the women. There are a lot of ones, like I said, I respect. I know they're not perfect women either, but there's like leaders in different ways, different arenas, different parts of the world every day, in different career fields. What do people mean? Even if it's just a manager or supervisor at a place, they're a leader. You don't have to be a royal seated person. You're a royal in your own right, though, and the career field said that you see that. It's how you look at yourself, too, you know. What are we saying? Oh, she's just saying she respect her because she got a divorce. No. Actually, you're expected to do something. If you know what's like more of their culture there, you more understand why her certain moves mattered. Her decisions and things too. They even have in other countries they have their own things like with the abortion laws, different things like that that some agree should change and others agree people should have a choice. Always when it's their body, their identity, their if it's them, they should have a say so. And their preferences and different things they choose in their life. They feel like most people, they feel like they should have a choice. Now, if you're just not making any choices, you can't say you tried to make a choice. See, that's the thing about trying. It's always better than giving up. And it's just a lot of things about leadership. That's why I come and do the inspirational quotes and different stuff too. It's a way to get it out. Like most of us are that in our own rights. You're just not in the same power seat as anybody else. And it's funny how anybody else's throne can always look better than yours. Like I said, it's all about perception. But I wonder, would bro be able to still be like a rapper or do certain business moves if they did get married? Like, could he stay like in the industry, or like would he just start expanding the music over there? Like, that's a lot of opportunity, bro. Like, it's a big I don't know what, but they might be getting married. It's still good news. I'm not trying to come here and talk about it negatively. It's good if it's good for them. That's always good news when people are getting married, which I mean, when the circumstances are moral, if anybody understands, because they said love can find anybody for sure. It just be funny in some of the what they used to call those tabloids, or we got to remember because people think, oh, I hate all this misinformation on the internet. Misinformation been here. Y'all don't know what tabloids are. That ain't always like it used to be like the magazines right there at the front of the like newspapers and stuff. It's a tabloid. It's just to get your attention. Like, oh, this crazy news. That's what we had before the internet, bro. But it's not new. You can't like pick and choose. Oh, these people always have I mean, you can always call out misinformation where you think it is. I feel like everybody have a right for that, right to that. But it's not new. They don't just flat out tell you on the news. It's up to you if you read it. If it says Oprah was caught turned into a lizard, it used to say crazy stuff like that. It's called a tabloid. you know. And it was really crazy. People used they weren't never free. I think people had to buy those. Like people had to buy those, bro. They were buy just like it'll say Oprah has a baby, and that ain't even true. And it's called a tabloid, like a magazine or a newspaper pamphlet that's like just I guess fun celebrity news. If you wanted the real news, you had to get the real ones that have the real information in it, like Jet magazine, uh, ESPN got magazines. Hold on, let me keep going. All of them. The Playboy Bunny people had magazines. That's how big it was. But then tabloids were separate, but those were big too. In some places, they just have newspaper stands. I don't know if it's still like that today because most people just like check the news from their phones or TV and stuff nowadays. Like, but you do still have news people that read the newspaper and stuff. They buy it. I'm telling you, the newspaper ain't never been free, bro. It might have been a good deal, or you can pick up one as you're going out. I think some of them free. Like if they have them while you're walking out of a place, sometimes they are free. It depends on what it is, but newspaper stands, you had to pay for those. You wasn't just going over there picking up magazines and stuff. It's a whole vendor standing right there selling those. Now, y'all could say, how does that compare to internet news? It's still the same thing, bro. It's just like on the internet now. And people are right about that. You can't believe everything you see on the internet. Ain't that something? You can't even believe everything you see on the internet. But when we see something like this, like, oh, they getting married, people like, oh, they getting married. Y'all don't know that. Engaged is just that. Some people decide not to do it. But you do be wishing the best for people, for sure. Because you really don't know. That's what be crazy. I bet the celebrities be having fun with that. They could just throw something out there, it's gonna spread. Throw something out, it's gonna spread. Of course, not to the whole world all the time, but I'm fine. Just like Michael Jackson went through it, a lot of people. Cause like once one thing get thrown out there, like I said, and it just travel like that, the whole time it could have been just like some BS, but that person just sitting there watching it spread. Like I'd rather look at it for what it is, you know. All news. Now that's not the news style. I'm talking about newspapers and magazines though. They had a whole separate kind called tabloid. If people don't know what those are, they have to go read and look it up. It's like Inquirer news. Like it ain't like real news, bro. It's a tabloid. That's what we had before these internet articles and videos. It's just crazy. It's the same thing. Like we knew back then. It's a tabloid, bro. You don't believe what you see on the front of those, bro. That's the point of it, to get your attention. Like you still have to pay for them. They got some people that do just royalty news though. I like those type of like channels and stations, honestly. Like or like they do content where it's just like news, like hey, Prince family went out today, or these are new things, like just announcements with them. It's cool from all over the world. See, that's just how it is. You're another level of fame is when you are royal, bro. You don't have to be in the news all the time like that if you don't want to. But pretty much you can't really avoid it because, because of your status, your career. Some we go apply for. Some we're recommended to. Some we're offered. Some you're born with. That's the thing about work. Some work you're born into, some work you're offered, some work, you're recommended. Stuff like that. Like how you got your job matters to me. They like, how is our jobs or your business? You will make it TV. It just tells you something. Like, think about it. How long have you been doing what you do? Do you love what you do? If you will make it TV. If you will make it TV. I got your drink right here. Hold on. Why'd you open them? Oh. Put them in the bag. Put them all in the bag. Thank you. Are you being my helper? Put them in the bag. Put them in the bag. Oh. 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 Put it in the bag. That's what's up though. If they get married, that is what's up. I was already like speaking on it. I bet they would have a big, huge wedding. Her last one was big. I'm finna look it up. Okay. Yeah, I'm finna look it up, baby. Her last wedding was like huge. Oh, oh. And just so people know, tabloids was never illegal. Like, they actually used to sell those in the at newspaper stands or outside. If you ever watch the Wayans brothers, their show, I used to watch the Wayans brothers, Steve Harvey, a lot of funny ones. Moesha, what was the other one with Kim Parker? That one was funny. The Parkers, that one was funny. Living Single, Martin. But the one I'm talking about, I'm looking at their wedding really quick, guys. Her last wedding, I think it was big. Throw it in the bag. Oh, you know that song? Oh my goodness. Oh, so they were only married about a year? Come on, man. See, it even says here reportedly engaged. Allegedly, guys. People just be running with the news, bro. It's mommy. Give it here. Put that one in the bag. Put them all in the bag. Put that one in there too. Okay. Thank you. Good job. Put them in there. Put them all in the bag. Okay. Put them in the bag. A union that reportedly produced a child and concluded with a public divorce announcement in 2025. Wow. But it does say she's not currently married. Oh, yeah, she did put it on an Instagram post. In 2025, she appeared to announce their divorce. Oh, it says it's now deleted. Wow. But maybe sometimes with the divorces and things that come with it. Let's see. Oh yeah, but like when it's like court order stuff or like divorces and stuff, that's probably why they made her take that that's probably why they made her take that Instagram post down. See? They have to live different life. But the more modern day, that's the thing about social media and accounts and stuff. Even if it's just a business account, most businesses and people have them, or they have one. Even if everybody don't know about it, That's how current and just modern things are. But all of them cannot have accounts. But we see why most maybe business gurus and entrepreneurs or celebrities might have an account because they have to do like promotion and marketing, probably sales to promote their shows, movies, whatever it is, their music, their boutiques, their hair salons. People have to promote and market. Do people know that? That's how your business gets out there. You're not making any money if you're not out there doing that. So they don't just come to you like I said, how people gonna know about it? You gotta be out there pushing it. It's called marketing and promotion. Before you had the internet, it was still a whole job people had to do. Even if they went outside, just pass out business cards, pass out flyers. Uh, that's marketing and promotion. Him as a rapper, even if he don't marry her, even if he doesn't marry her, I would say that's still good promotion though. Just that I would say if they that close though, they probably finna really tie the knot. That's pretty cool though. Ah, that's pretty cool. Okay? I'm fine. I'm fine. Thanks for checking on me. Put them in the bag. Okay. Oh man, put them in the bag. Okay. But that's cool too. She can have friends. She can have rapper friends and stuff. I do be wondering, because I'm sure all the royal families, they like operate, everything is different. Ooh. Oh. So, I was just saying, I know they can't just be friends and stuff with anybody. They don't play that in royalty, so they gotta be doing this job. If they that close, I would say they probably is finna get married. Like, it's cool. She have a kid. I think he have a kid or kids. They have their own kids before they even come together. You see what I'm saying? It's just like, but I was just wondering, can he still stay in the industry like that? I think he would have to give it all up to transition into that lifestyle with her. Oh, he's had his run already with music and stuff. People still gonna enjoy your music. I love to see the world modernize a little more like this. Once again, we don't always know the full stories of the celebrities. It says they're reportedly engaged, allegedly engaged. We don't know. The people do not know that for sure yet. I think they should keep it that way too, but they should just keep it that way. Just like Kiki, let people think y'all engaged. I just said she should give it time to me. She should just like jump into that like that. But maybe they have to for this, especially if she already pregnant. That's crazy. See, we're women. It can happen. She is a grown woman. Okay. She's royal, but she's a grown woman. And then she wasn't married, so they can do that if they want to. I just say there would be a big like transition. Probably not. That's kind of good that he's already kind of like used to celebrity fame or like the lifestyle with that. Maybe close to it a little bit already. Because maybe it wouldn't be such a big transition. Like, not for somebody like him, you know? That's pretty cool that they're coming together like that too. Like I say, it's just more, she's known for that, like the more modern approaches to what she brings. as some say, the face of the family too. That's a very big honor to be the face of your family like that. Even in Mulan was the face for her father, but she was undercover. But it was her the whole time. She just had to go as somebody else at the time. It was just crazy. But that's an example of being the face for your family. She went and fought because she felt like her uh, dad was too old and he didn't need to be going out there. Her grandpa trying to fight a war. So she went, but she had to pretend she's a guy. She, make sacrifices like maybe change her appearance just to look like a man so she could go fight that war for her grandfather. I love a great woman empowerment story every time. I love Mulan. It's deeper than a Disney movie to some of us. Cause just imagine, I know in real life stuff like that has probably happened too, especially in like historical wars. It was just the symbolism of the movie though in real life with certain like war crimes or something. You can get penalties like you being in the military don't change that. Hey boo boo. Yeah. But I think in Mulan's case, because she was actually helping the, she was still helping her country's team. She just was like undercover as somebody else as she did it. But she was from their country. Like she had honor, she had blood. Her father was really who he was. It's just that she was a woman. She wasn't supposed to be there. It's just crazy. It's very, very interesting. And like I left off saying though, we never want to give up on them. What does give up mean? Everybody has their own definition. You want to watch this one? No. No. Okay, let me fix your chair. Let me fix your chair. There you go. So that's just my opinions about the in relationships and just modern day time. I think I covered a little bit of my reaction to that. As a commentary today, uh, and just looking at all of it, like look at why people used to do arranged marriages. Probably was it more easier for the families to keep up with? Did it have more to do with, you know, because that do matter. People just want and that's childish. They just want the fulfillment parts of having, like, to me, in my opinion, to having multiple partners in a setting. Like, splitting it up. You can be fruitful and multiply with just one person. You and that one person can have 10 kids, really. We're just talking theoretically. And that would be like replenishing, because that's what they used to have to do just to keep up with their. You would at least want to have one child back then. I'm talking probably BC days and after, centuries and centuries ago. To keep somebody to work that land and stuff, you usually kept like the people under you took over that later. And the cattle and all of that helped to symbolize people's wealth, the land they had, the cattle they had at any given time, how they are able to live and raise their own lives and children off their own land, growing food or doing some type of work. Because back then, mostly everybody did everything on their own. If your houses needed repairs or pretty much people did that on their own. The men came together and do the stuff, the housework. Now you have a million companies you can call just for plumbing. Times are different, and it's just great to see like people of all walks of life. I guess that's my main point with my topic. People from all walks of life practice change a little bit, especially if the change is more showing people their potential. Like look what people could be out here doing, not just dating, but taking more careful consideration in who you might click with. You see, look at them. Taking more careful consideration. Because if one were to just give up on love, like the beautiful princess, she wouldn't be entertaining this guy right now. She don't have to give up on. Like, you're still full of youth and life, especially if you just It's crazy. My microwave is on 31, because that's how much it's. I mean, that's how old it said she was. I think she's about 31 right now. But yeah, young and old enough, right? As far as a mature level, but old enough and young enough at the same time to, I guess, try out something new if she wants to. Um, they can't play those games in royalty like, oh, I'm getting back at him, so I'm finna. I don't think that's her purpose of doing it, because she wouldn't have to go open with the relationship. So maybe they are serious with each other. I wouldn't say open with it, but just open with even just them hanging out and like encountering each other like that. Like, I see you, princess, for real. It's okay. But I'm not here to bash the American rapper either. And like I said, you got to separate people's career from who they are. Like, you just gonna tie what they do to them. Like, everybody has something they do in life. For the most part, unless what they do is just evident and it's like nothing. Oh, that person does nothing. Like, the only story we saw that with a royal was like Aladdin. Okay? I wouldn't say even he wasn't doing nothing. He was just trying to survive every day. When the princess spotted him. It's just crazy. Every royal story is different. Like, have y'all seen Coming to America? I might try to read that. I mean, not read it, watch that later. With Eddie Murphy. And he comes looking for he's like, I need to find me a princess, a queen. And they advised him to go to New York. That's what's up. And then that's crazy. They feel like cause some culture, like I said, they get to choose who they gonna be with. They get to go like try to date around a little bit and fill out the scene and marry who they want to. And then other cultures and their royal families, the marriages are more arranged. And I wonder, how much it takes, even if they do want to like more, if they ever wanted to change a thing, like, okay, we no longer arrange our marriages. Y'all can now be with who y'all want to. Like, what kind of changes would be required on a royal level like that? Would it depend on the royal courts and how their orders are in every different part of the world? Like, is that how it works? But there's nothing wrong with thinking about it. Like I said, the families that practice that, I'm sure they've been doing it for so long, man. Like, you can't do nothing but understand. You can't do nothing but understand it, but that don't mean like a person wrong if they end up born in a family and they like, no, I feel like this culture needs to change. That's what Moana is really about. That movie about the girl on the water and her dad didn't want her outside surfing on the water. He didn't want her. He didn't want her surfing or boating out there. And she would be like, Dad, why I can't go out there to the sea? I feel like he'd be calling me. It was really calling her too. They showed that part of the movie. Like, I feel like that's very significant. Like how even behind your back, your child can be having a whole like powerful spiritual experience, bro. Like she really believed the sea was calling her. And it was, like he showed us showed us in the movie. It wasn't just like calling her as a voice, like it's like it would just be calling her. She was a little girl playing by the what's they called? Like the beach side right there. I forgot what it's called. Right there where the beach and land meet. But she just be playing right there and the sea was calling her behind her parents' back. I'm telling people, you have to pay attention to the movies. It's very significant. Your child can be having a whole spiritual experience behind your back, like something bigger than you. And her dad didn't understand that even in his royalty leadership position. He was like the whole king of that village. And Moana was his daughter. You gotta pay attention to the movie. It makes some people cry. Y'all know them Disney movies be tear jerkers sometimes. Just have your tears jerking, but what was I gonna say? Yeah. Oh yeah. So her dad didn't understand that, and he just would never explain why he didn't want her out there. But see, if she had a royal position too, she wanted to like push it, question it. She would push her dad to the limit where he get really, really angry. Like, you are now trying to overstep my position, and he was just trying to explain to his daughter why he couldn't let that fly. Like, you do not question me. I am the king. You just don't. All those stories be similar where they already had a certain order, and one of their children end up being like, no, I want to do, I want to do something different. Literally, like it literally always be like at least one of them with in every history of their dynasties and monarchies. That's like, yeah, I want to do something. I'm not saying something always go wrong with it per se, but there have been instances where the more make it look like, and that's the thing about rulership though. Some of them do be in like high enough seats to like make real changes. That's all. Just make real changes. But with the women, it's always interesting because see, even as a woman in some royal seats, like your power only goes so far. Versus who might be overall in charge there. You see, you might just be the daughter of or the niece of. People be closely related. I know that, and it's just crazy to think about, like how much closely related you could be to any given person at any given time and not know it. It's just crazy. But we still think polygamy and multiple wives and stuff is the way. I'm not saying the cultures that practice it is wrong. The ones that in other countries and stuff, I understand it because they can actually have multiple wives on paper. Like, it's actually whole legal there. That is not legal over here. Or in some countries, you can only be married to one person on paper. See what I mean? You can't be married to multiple people on paper in America, for example. Legally, it's supposed to be you and just one person. Or you and one person. That's what I'm trying to say. One other party. They've even opened it up to where the other party, it don't matter what sex y'all are. Y'all can be, every country don't have that either. But it can only be one person. So the only other option they have when they're not ready to be loyal, faithful, committed, whatever, everything that come with it with one person, till death do them part, everything that come with it. They like, well, I'll just settle for a open marriage, or I'll just say that I'm living a polygamous life and I'll have all these women or all these men and I'm married, so it's a double bonus. I'm just the happiest peak of my life, like, because I have all of these partners. That could sound dreamy for anybody, I guess, but how is that affecting? How are those practices affecting a place that's not even? It's not legal for a reason. Ask the judicial system why, but they said you can only be married to one person in certain countries. That's how that goes.
Hi, mommy.
Hi. Even the princess, she can only be married to one person, bro. I think the kings, some of the kings though, and princes can probably have multiple wives, but how some of their orders are set up, they can only have one spouse. That's what's crazy about it. So there's nothing else that could happen but a lot of like competition, and certain stuff is like only reserved for one person. That's a whole different type of opposition when someone or persons come up against it. Like it's literally reserved for one person, but you got 10,000, a million people fighting over it. You gonna make that thing viral, whatever it is. You gonna make whatever they fighting for. Cause it's like, how is that even possible for 10,000 people to get one position? For 20,000 people to get the same position. That's how it is like in the corporate world as well. That's another example. When people go out here looking for jobs and stuff, you might have 5,000 applications for one position. 5,000 more, you might have 50 positions open. But versus that 50, just as employers lately, versus that 50 positions you had, you might have 5,000 applications just for that period. All you had was 50 positions, and that's just one company. It's just interesting to break it down like that. I am into accounting and stuff like that too. Just when it comes to the sciences of it and how it can help us learn the economy more, for sure. Per job application, it do be like 10 times more applications than what was actually needed. Like you might need to just interview 3 people, but and of course you couldn't interview 5,000. So you might try to interview 10, but I would say if you need somebody to start immediately, you're going to get through maybe 4 or 5 people. You are not going to interview all those other applicants until you need to again. That's how that works. So it's just like interesting to think about too, because the more jobs you have, the more job opportunities you create, the more businesses you have, is what I mean. The more established foundation businesses that get to the level where they are now ready to employ others, the more of that you have, actually, the better. That's still good foundational stuff, no matter what I mean, if they're trying to keep it like that, everybody is working. Because, that's been announced too a long time ago. Why more robotic, like kiosk, like computer, like functioning systems are coming more into businesses? Because they said they want to replace people with those a long time ago. Right? People might complain about a shift. People might complain about how much they get paid. They don't want to hear that no more when they can just invest in robots and computer functioning systems. People take the orders, they just type it in the kiosk. We don't even need cashiers anymore. They can just go through self-checkout. They also have RoboCops, but there is a movie called RoboCop, I believe, with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Mm-hmm. And it's just crazy because that movie called RoboCop, but they actually have RoboCop systems and stuff too, where they already roll around by themselves. They can scan your identity. They don't need you to show them. The people that used to be like, "No, officer, I don't have my driver's license or ID." Okay, you're not gonna be able to say that anymore with these RoboCops. They are already gonna be able to scan your ass somehow and tell who you are. They already working on making stuff like this. I can almost kind of see why it's needed, because it's like if crime elevate on your ass and you don't have a solution, uh, that puts everybody at a greater threat. It's just crazy. So what do? You begin to advance your security systems, everything. I understand, but some people's like, I'm not sure about these RoboCops. I mean, nothing is gonna be perfect. That's what's crazy about it. Because it said, what if it scan you? Because computers can like make mistakes. Typos are real. Whole things like glitches that can happen just because it's a system. That's what we have to more. And I wonder how these robots are they gonna be operated off of like Bluetooth systems? Like, what do we connect the robot? Because they have ones you can put in your house too. All of that is coming. Probably robots that wash our clothes for us. They already got the ones that vacuum your floor. I saw those. It don't matter what floor type it is. They have one that can clean your floor. It moves around the floor on its own and just clean your floor. And I've been needing one of those. I just thought about it. Like, why haven't I invested in one of these yet? Okay. You put it on a feature, I don't know how. I think it comes with a a remote control. And you just kind of like a game. What is it called? A remote control car. You just work the control and it moves the robot around. And I wonder if, like, I don't know. We'll never know if royal families use those. Usually they just have regular bodyguards and stuff and security. But I wonder would they, like, ever trust robotic stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because they're making them for security. They're going to have robot police and everything on the streets. It's just crazy to think about. Um, I can see why it's needed. I can see why it's needed a little bit though, as far as the business side of stuff, like more places like warehouses and factories. I guess I could see how robots save you money because you just invest in those type of machines and you get more of a production rate, or maybe even more because they're robots and they can work faster. I can see how a business would look at that as a more better investment. Now you don't have to worry about paying anybody 401k, insurance with your company. You don't have a payroll system anymore. You might still need people to operate the robots, so there might still be positions like that open, right? Like the controllers in the back, who there has to be somebody, I'm sure, that they're not just robo cops and robo machines everywhere. Somebody who's actually can like tap into them, or almost like use the word hack. With the robots, yeah, the right people have to be able to do that somewhere, because yeah, what if they do malfunction or trip out and they are doing something, the robot, that it shouldn't be doing? Like, how are you going to stop it? That's my question. Like, hey, robot, stand down, stop shooting, and it doesn't stop. Like, what are you going to do? It's it's a robot. Hopefully they have a way too to like deactivate these too if you ever need to. It could get a mind of its own at any time and just start malfunctioning doing stuff. How are you going to stop it? Get here. Oh, give me the. Oh no! How did that get on me?
Thank you, Mommy. I think that's me.
What? Oh, here. Bring it to Mama. Bring it here. Who's calling? Bring it over here. Here. This is yours. Oh, you made me miss the call. Bring it here. Bring me the phone, Boom. Let me see it. Give it here. Girl, just hard-headed. Bring that phone over here, girl. Bring it here. That's okay. I'll call him back. Thank you guys for tuning in to another live segment here with You Will Make It TV, where we share inspirational quotes, insightfulness topics just like these on this live today. Don't worry, if you didn't have a second to stop and tune in and play this recording back, you can do that later because I'm going to share it in a post today. It'll have the link attached and the topic title so that you can see what we came and discussed. Just talking about more modern day relationships, marriages, family dynamics, households, and how we're raising the babies in a household and how they're seeing us do it and how that reflects on how they do it later. You see, because he, as a rapper, just doesn't have to be French Montana. He doesn't have to be interested in the princess at all. But see, love finds who it finds, where it finds it sometimes. Or how are people not inspired by that? Just like we saw with Prince Harry recently and Meghan Markle. It was just another one of those I was looking at. Like, love can sometimes be closer than you think. And then, what do they go through when they have to give up their whole lives? Like Princess Diana too. And it's like, okay, I'm over here. I'm a royal now. They have to give up their whole life before that. I'm sure, and go through other great changes just to incorporate that life in their new life. Like I said again, though, guys, remember to hit that golden subscribe bell. This keeps you in the loop to be able to be notified in your notification section every time I'm live, or make a new post, or post a new inspirational quote. We do appreciate your support, and until next time.